Mubarak for you, it's my prayer. Oh Mubarak for you, it's my prayer. May you keep ascending, success stay.
Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidil Mursaleen. Amma ba'd, fa'audhu billahi min shaytanir rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Assalatu wassalamu alayka ya Rasulullah wa ala alika wa ashabika ya Habiballah. Assalatu wassalamu alayka ya Nabi Allah wa ala alika wa ashabika ya Nurallah. There are many blessings in reciting Durud Pak upon the Prophet of Allah sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam. The Prophet of Allah sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam is reported to have said that on the day of judgment there will be no shade except for three types of people. Number one is he who removes a worry from a fellow ummati. Number two is he who revives a sunnah of the Prophet of Allah sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam. And number three is he who spends his time in reciting Durud Pak upon the Prophet of Allah sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam. Sallu ala al-Habib sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Viewers of Madani Channel, it is narrated that Sayyidina Malik bin Anas rahmatullahi ta'ala said that Sayyidina Yunus bin Yusuf rahmatullahi ta'ala was one of the famous saints, and he would spend most of his time in the masjid worshipping Allah Azza wa Jalla. He was a young person as well, and one day when he came out to the masjid, he saw a beautiful woman, and when he saw this beautiful woman, he was attracted to her for a while, but then he immediately felt sorry for this act. And he's raised his hands in the court of Allah Azza wa Jalla, and he made the dua. And he made the dua in the following words: O my Allah Azza wa Jalla, undoubtedly you have blessed me with eyes, which are a very great blessing. But I am afraid lest I suffer from torment due to these eyes, and these eyes become the cause of my destruction. O my Allah Azza wa Jalla, take away my eyesight. Allahu Akbar. Immediately he had lost his eyesight and he became blind as he completed his dua. And he kept his nephew with him. He would take him to the masjid. He would also help him in other needs. And his nephew would leave him in the masjid so he could do his ibadat. And then his nephew would go and play with his friends and the children on the street. And if he needed anything, he would call upon his nephew. One day, whilst he was sitting in the masjid, he felt something crawling on his body. And he called out to his nephew, but his nephew was playing with his friends and he didn't hear him. And he got worried. He got worried lest anything should harm him. And he again begged for help in the divine court of Allah Azza wa Jalla. And he started making dua in the following words: O my merciful and compassionate Allah Azza wa Jalla, you blessed me with the wealth of eyes, which were a great blessing. But I was afraid lest I should suffer from the torment due to the misuse of those eyes. So I made dua that you take my eyesight away. O Allah Azza wa Jalla, now I'm afraid if I do not get my eyesight back, so it become a cause of trouble and disgrace for me, because I can't see any poisonous animal can harm me, and I need the help of someone else in order to carry out my daily routine task again and again, which causes me great inconvenience. O Allah Azza wa Jalla, restore my eyesight so I can stay safe from disgrace and the dependence on people. It is stated that Sayyidina Malik bin Anas rahmatullahi ta'ala said that the pious man did not even complete his dua and his eyesight was restored. And then he headed towards his home without any help. And this person, he says that I saw him in both states. I saw him in a state when he had his eyesight, I saw him in a state when he lost his eyesight, and I saw him in a state when Allah Azza wa Jalla had blessed him with the eyesight. And he himself would go to the masjid himself like before, and he would continue to worship Allah Azza wa Jalla. Viewers of Madani Channel, have you noticed how our pious predecessors were very Allah-fearing people, modest people, regular salah offering people, thankful to Allah Azza wa Jalla? And they were people whose du'as were accepted. They really knew the worth and importance of the blessings that were bestowed upon them by Allah Azza wa Jalla. If their gaze unintentionally fell on a strange woman, and instead of being lost in her beauty, following her or having dirty thoughts about her, due to be deceived by shaitan, as the modest people do, these personages, these people would feel sorry for this act. And because they knew that the eyes are a great blessing of Allah Azza wa Jalla, and using them for righteous and permissible deeds is like offering thanks for this blessing. Whereas using them against Sharia is totally unwise. Waste of the blessings and making yourself deserving of the hellfire as well. When they realized that they would not be able to fulfill the rights of these blessings, so they would raise their hands in the court of Allah Azza wa Jalla to withdraw them blessings, so that they could not see any non-married women again. Viewers of Madani Channel, this ruling should be kept in mind that it is shari wajib for a man to remove his gaze immediately if all of a sudden it unintentionally falls on any non-mahram woman, whereas it is not permissible to see her again. The Prophet of Allah ﷺ said, after you have cast a glance, do not cast the second glance. I.e., if you suddenly cast an unintentional glance at a woman, then turn your eyes away from it instantly and do not glance again, because the first glance is permissible and the second glance is not permissible. Mufti Ahmad Yar Khan Naimi Rahmatullahi Ta'ala said that the first glance means the glance which is unintentionally cast on a strange non-mahram woman, and the second glance means to intentionally see her again. If one fixes the first gaze, then it's considered to be the second gaze, and this first gaze will also be a sin. So for example, some people make an excuse that I only looked at her once and I continue to look at her and I continue to, so that was only one gaze, but that gaze continuously looking at her is classed as a second gaze as well, and it's also a sin. Viewers of Madani Channel, from this parable that we have given you today, we have got the Madani pearl that despite being deprived of the blessings of the eyes, this pious person would also perform his salah in the masjid. No matter what happened, he would continue to perform his salah in the masjid. Viewers of Madani Channel, I remember once I was at a traffic lights, and I was seeing somebody that got off the bus. He was a non-Muslim. He got off the bus, and he'd broken his leg and his arm. And he was in plaster. He had plaster on his leg and his arm, and he had crutches. And he took these crutches, and he walked from the bus stop to the pub. And viewers of Madani Channel that do not know what a pub is a place where alcohol is served and alcohol is drank. And as I saw him struggling to get to the pub, I thought to myself that here is a person that he has not got the use of his leg, he's not got the use of his arm. But even then, he's struggling. And where is he going? He's going to a place of sin. Allah Azza wa Jalla has blessed us with health. Allah Azza wa Jalla has blessed us with the fact that we can walk, we can raise our hands, I can see you, you can see me, we can hear each other. But still we make excuses and we do not go to the masjid. Still we make excuses and think that we're feeling tired. Whereas these people that commit sins, no matter what their state is, they continue to commit sins. Whereas we, when blessings are available to us, we still do not go to them. Allahu Akbar. Regarding making up the mindset of Muslims to offer salah with Jamaat, Amir al-Sunnat, the founder of Dawat Islami, Maulana Abu Bilal Muhammad Ilyas Attar Qadri, may Allah Azza wa Jal keep his shadow upon us. He has stated in the Madani Namat card, number 2, that have you offered all 5 salats in the first row of the masjid with takbir? Furthermore, have you tried to take anyone with you to the masjid as well? Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Viewers of Madani Channel, nowadays technology is so advanced. And if we look at our lives, how we were 20, 30 years ago, then technology has advanced so much. We have ultra fast computers, mobile phones that can store so much memory inside them. We have PC tablets that we can store so much in them. We have so much technology, it's advanced so much. But there's one thing, viewers of Madani Channel, that technology has not been able to calculate. Technology has not been able to count. And what is that, viewers of Madani Channel? Them are the blessings that Allah Azza wa Jalla has bestowed upon us. Technology is not able to count the blessings, and it will never be able to count the blessings. Allah Azza wa Jalla says in Surah Nahl, ayat number 18, part 14, translation comes from Iman. And if you count the favors of Allah Azza wa Jalla, you will never be able to count them. You will never be able to count the favors of Allah Azza wa Jalla. And it is written in Tafsir Siratul Jinan regarding the above mentioned ayat, and I'll read it to you, viewers of Madani Channel. It states here that the blessings of Allah Azza wa Jalla in creating the human being, such as a healthy body safe from defects, perfect eyes, intellect, the hearing power which enables to understand things, holding by the hands, walking by the legs, and the blessings which are bestowed upon the bondmen, such as all the things which have been created to fulfill the religious and worldly needs of humans, are so great in number that it is not possible to count them. Even if someone cries to get the marifat, the insight of the divine matters, of the minor blessings of Allah Azza wa Jal, he will never be able to achieve it. So what can we say about the blessings which cannot even be counted upon if all of the creations count them together? Therefore Allah Azza wa Jalla said, if you try to count the blessings of Allah Azza wa Jalla and spend your life in this work, even then you cannot do it. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Viewers of Madani Channel, it can be understood that we can end many of our lives and make countless efforts, even then we cannot count the blessings of Allah Azza wa Jalla, and nor can we fulfill the right of any of these blessings. Therefore, the way we consider wealth, health, prosperity, youth and safety, etc. to be blessings of Allah Azza wa Jal, and praise Him only while we are having them, and become grateful to Allah Azza wa Jal for these blessings. Similarly, instead of complaining to people in the state of poverty, illness, disability, old age, weakness, we should thank Allah Azza wa Jal. a lot for these blessings, because truly speaking, we are unworthy people. And we're not even eligible to have any kinds of blessings. When we attain the blessings, we should thank Allah Azza wa Jal. And for thanking Allah Azza wa Jal, we should perform the deeds which please Him. And we should abstain from the deeds which displease Him, which lead to disobedience. But unfortunately, viewers of Madani Channel, instead of expressing thanks on the occasions of Aqiqah, engagement, wedding, celebrations, freedom, etc., the majority of Muslims, they destroy the hereafter and displease Allah Azza wa Jal, committing all sorts of deeds and all sorts of sins. For example, they listen to music and songs, playing impermissible sports, and having friendly relations with not married women and men, and observing non-Shari customs. Allahu Akbar. Remember, viewers of Madani Channel, the way of expressing thanks for blessings is not correct at all, but rather it is the way in which we are showing no appreciation and respect for the blessings, because listening or singing songs and playing music are impermissible and haram acts, which lead to the hellfire. Playing songs and music upon attaining a blessing is a very bad act. I'm going to give you some narrations now of the destructions of songs and music, and hopefully we can get some Madani pearls from this. Allah Akbar. It is stated that two voices are cursed in the world and the hereafter. Number one, music at the time of a blessing, and wailing at the time of a trouble. And viewers of Madani Channel, we see it that when someone has a wedding nowadays, very few weddings are right with, they have the band there, and they have the singers there, and they have all the whatever you name it, they have it there. You've seen it all. I don't have to say to you. And unfortunately, it has happened. It happens in many, many places, viewers of Madani Channel. And the problem is, viewers of Madani Channel, that a lot of people don't even realize that this is wrong. Viewers of Madani Channel, we need to tell people. We need to tell people that this is haram. A lot of people don't realize it. Maybe you realize it. The viewers that are watching today, maybe you realize it. But like I said, viewers of Madani Channel, sometimes we live in a bubble. And this bubble is where we think that what we know, everybody knows. We know it's haram to do this. We know it's haram to do this. We know we should be doing this. We know we should be doing that. But the majority of the people out there don't know this. And so it is our duty, viewers of Madani Channel. And that is the mission of the mission statement of Dawah Islami, that I must strive to rectify myself and rectify the people of the whole world, inshaAllah. So, getting back to what I was saying, viewers of Madani Channel. One who sits beside a singing woman and listens to her attentively, then Allah Azza wa Jal will pour lead into his ears on the day of judgment. Allahu Akbar. Now nowadays you may say, well, I never sit next to a woman that's singing songs. No, you don't sit next to her, but you watch her on the TV. You're sitting there watching on the TV, she's playing songs, she's playing music, and you're sitting there watching. We are told here that on the day of judgment, lead will be poured into your eyes, molten lead will be poured into your eyes. Astaghfirullah. Allama Jalaluddin Suyuti Shafi'i, Rahmatullahi Ta'ala, has narrated, save yourself from songs and music, because they provoke lust and destroy shame. And these are equivalent to alcohol, containing the effect like intoxicant. Allahu Akbar. Allama Jalaluddin Suyuti Shafi'i Rahmatullahi Ta'ala is saying here that it destroys your shame. And the Prophet of Allah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said that if you have no shame, do whatever you want. Meaning that once you've lost your shame, then you will commit all sorts of sins. Allahu Akbar. Viewers of Madani Channel, our pious predecessors had great passion for expressing thanks for the blessings of Allah Azza wa Jalla. And it can be judged by the fact that these people did not commit the sin of being unthankful to Allah Azza wa Jalla by mentioning the troubles to anyone else, despite being suffering from different types of troubles and difficulties. If someone is surprised at how they remain patient and live very peaceful life despite lots of troubles and difficulties, so he should understand that these people would mention other blessings and favors of Allah Azza wa Jalla in this beautiful way, which if we hear, we feel that they have had every type of luxury. And inshallah, we're going to listen to a waqia now. It is stated that Sayyidina Imam Al-Za'i Rahmatullahi Ta'ala said that a pious man told me a parable. He said, I used to wander worriedly at the time in search of pious saints. And I would wander in the deserts, mountains and jungles in order to find out their residence, so that I can attain the blessings of their company. Once I left for Egypt for the same purpose. When I reached near Egypt, I saw a tent in a deserted place in which there was a person who had lost his arms, legs and eyes due to leprosy. But even in this state, he was praising Allah Azza wa Jal in the following words. O my Lord Allah Azza wa Jal, I pray you in the way in which is equivalent to the praise of your entire creation. O my Lord Allah Azza wa Jal, undoubtedly you are the creator of the entire creation and you are superior to all. I praise you for this gift that you have made me superior to many people in your creation. Allahu Akbar. The pious man said, when I saw this condition of that man, I said that by Allah Azza wa Jalla, I must ask this person that if he had been taught these sacred sentences or have they been revealed to him. So I went to him with the same intention. And said to him, so I went to him with the same intention and said salam. He answered to my salam. I said, oh pious person, I want to ask you a question about one thing. will you answer me? He said, if I know the answer, I will definitely answer. I asked, what is the blessing for which you are praising Allah Azza wa Jal? You know, this person, he's not got any arms, he's not got any legs, he's not got any eyes, and he lost all these due to leprosy. And he's still thanking Allah Azza wa Jal. What are the blessings that you have got, which you are praising thanks? Though you have lost your hands, legs and eyes, even though you are praising Allah Azza wa Jal, replied. The person replied, don't you see how my Lord Allah Azza wa Jal has treated me? I replied, why not? I have seen everything. He then started saying, look, if Allah Azza wa Jal had willed, He would have showered fire upon me from the sky, which could have burnt me and reduced me to ashes. If He had willed, He would have commanded the mountains, and the mountains could have destroyed me. If Allah Azza wa Jal had willed, He would have commanded the oceans, which could have drowned me. Or if He has commanded the earth, He would have sunk me into it. But see, Allah Azza wa Jal has kept me safe from all of these calamities. So then why shouldn't I thank my Lord? Why shouldn't I praise Him? And why shouldn't I have devotion to my Lord? Viewers on Madani Channel, nowadays we face all sorts of difficulty, we face all sorts of problems. And instead of being thankful with whichever situation that we are in, we're unthankful. We start asking why? Why me? Why is this happening to me? Why am I the one that's suffering like this? Why has he got a nice car and I've not got a nice car? Why has he got 3 kids and I've not got any kids? Why is his business successful and why my business not successful? Viewers on Madani Channel, this why, if you're not careful, everything that you have got is a blessing through Allah Azza wa Jal. And you know, viewers on Madani Channel, what happens is, sometimes something happens in your life. And at that moment in time, you might think to yourself that, this is not what I want. This is not what I want. But people will say to you, Allah behtar karega, whatever's in your will is in your will. You know, whatever your destiny is your destiny. And at that time you don't think about it. But sometimes, and not all times, viewers on Madani Channel, later on in your life, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years later, you'll thank Allah Azza wa Jal. You think, you know, at that moment in time, Allah Azza wa Jal made me take this path. I didn't want to go down this path. But Allah Azza wa Jal made me go down this path. He closed the doors of all these paths and He made me go down this path. And it's because I went down this path that I am here today. And it's all a blessing from Allah Azza wa Jal. But unfortunately, we don't realize this. And sometimes we never realize it in life. But even if we realize it, then wouldn't it be better if at that time, well, Allah Azza wa Jal made you go down this path instead of the path that you wanted to do? You should think to yourself that this is the will of Allah Azza wa Jal. This is what Allah Azza wa Jal wants me to do. And this is better for me. Sayyidina Ibn Abbas radiyallahu ta'ala has narrated that the very first thing that Allah Azza wa Jal recorded in Lahi Mahfuz is, I am Allah Azza wa Jal. No one other than me is worthy to be worshipped. And Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala sallam is my Rasul. One who accepts my decision and remains patient on the trouble I give him and express thanks for my blessings, I record him as a Siddiq, and I will resurrect him with the Siddiqeen. And the one who does not accept my decision and does not remain patient on the trouble I give him and does not express thanks for my blessings, then he may make whoever he wants his Lord except me. Astaghfirullah. Regarding this blessed hadith, it is stated that every matter of a believer is amazing because every deed of a believer contains only goodness, whereas unbelievers and hypocrites do not have this virtue at all. If a believer attains health and safety, he expresses thanks. It is better for him because he is recorded amongst the thankful people, and when he receives anything painful, he remains patient and is recorded amongst the people who have patience, who have been praised in the Holy Quran. As long as he is in trouble, Allahu Akbar, as long as he is in trouble, the doors of mercy remain open for him. So it is also better for him. Therefore, viewers of Madani Channel, every believer should express thanks as he attains the blessings, and he should remain patient as he suffers from a trouble. He should carry out the acts which has been commanded, and he should avoid the acts from which he has been forbidden. Allahu Akbar. Viewers of Madani Channel, if we ponder over ourselves, it will become obvious to all of us that our whole body is the center of the blessings which Allah Azza wa Jalla bestowed upon us. For example, He has bestowed the breath in us, that I can breathe. I'm breathing in front of you. I'm staying alive. Feet for walking. I walked here into this building today. Hands for holding. I can lift up my PC tablet. Eyes for seeing. Ears for hearing. Nose for smelling. Tongue for speaking. Stomach for digesting. And as many other blessings. Besides it, there are many other unique and countless blessings which we are enjoying day and night. But the question arises, viewers of Madani Channel, have we ever tried to fulfill the rights of these blessings by expressing thanks for them? Allahu Akbar. Remember, Allah Azza wa Jal made ourselves deserving of the wrath if we are disobedient to Allah Azza wa Jal, then we are deserving of the wrath of Allah Azza wa Jal. Remember, viewers of Madani Channel, the nations which indulge themselves in the pleasure of life by destroying Allah Azza wa Jal was destroyed them. It is mentioned in page 27, volume 4 of Tafsir of Siratul Janan, which is a book, viewers of Madani Channel, that's published by Dawat Islam, and you can download it completely free of charge. It is the divine law that after granting a nation some blessings, Allah Azza wa Jal does not change the blessings into torment unless the nation becomes unworthy of the blessings due to the evil deeds. This is the ultimate law for the rise and fall of the past and present nations. That expression of thanks and fulfilling the rights of blessings results in its increase, and punishment is inflicted upon them for being unthankful. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. How, viewers of Madani, should we thank Allah Azza wa Jal? You know, Allah Azza wa Jal has given us so much, but how should we thank Allah Azza wa Jal? Sayyidina Muhammad bin Hani, rahmatullahi ta'ala, is narrated with reference to a friend of his that once someone asked Sayyidina Abu Hazim, rahmatullahi ta'ala, "Oh Abu Hazim, how should thanks be expressed for the eyes?" And he replied, "If you see something good with them, then make it public. And if you see something bad, then conceal it." He humbly said, "How should thanks be expressed for the ears?" He replied, "If you hear something good with them, memorize it. And if you hear something bad, then conceal it." He humbly asked, "How should thanks be expressed for the hands?" He said, "Do not get such a thing, e.g. haram wealth, etc. with them, which is not permissible for you. And do not stop it from fulfilling the rights of Allah Azza wa Jal." And he humbly asked, "How should thanks be expressed for the stomach?" Allahu Akbar, viewers of Madani Channel. He responded, "To thanks for the abdomen, for the stomach, is that we should have food in it, in its lower part, and the upper part should be filled with knowledge." He humbly asked, "How should thanks be expressed for the private parts?" And in reply to this, he recited the blessed ayat of the Quran, part 18. And Allah Azza wa Jalla says, "And who guard the private organs, except for the wives or the legal bondwomen that they possess. For them, there is no blame upon them. So whoever desires more than these two, they are crossing the limits." He then said, "How should one thanks be expressed for the feet?" And he replied, "If you see a living person of whom you feel envy, use these feet to perform deeds like he does. And if you see such a dead person who you are sick of, so prevent these feet from the deeds which he used to do. And if you do this, you'll become the one who thanks Allah Azza wa Jal. The person who expresses only verbal thanks and not with other parts of his body is like the one who has a piece of cloth and he takes hold of a corner of it, but he does not wear it. This cloth will not be useful to him to stay safe from the heat, cold, snow and rain." Allahu Akbar. Viewers of Madani Channel, we can see in here that he said that if a person becomes envious of someone, and he said that, you know, what is the envy that a person should have? An envy that a person should have that he does good deeds, and we should be envious of him, and we should follow in his footsteps and try to compete with him in good deeds. But nowadays, if we ask ourselves about our envy, what is our envy, viewers of Madani Channel? Our envy is that, oh, he's got a car, I want a car like him. He's got a house, I want a house like him. He's got a bank balance, I want a bank balance like him. He's got a status, I want a status like him. He's got a degree, he's a lawyer, he's an accountant, he's a barrister, I want to be like him. And this is what we are envy of. We are not envy of our pious people. We're not envy of the scholars. We're not envy of the imams. And these are the people that we need to be envy of. These are the people that we need to follow. These are the people that we should try and aspire to be like. But unfortunately, viewers of my channel, these are not our aspirations. These are not our goals. And if I was to ask you to write down a list of your goals in your life, before this program started, now that I've started on this program, obviously you know that we're talking about blessings and you're talking about things certain things would come to your mind. But if I was to ask you to put 10 goals down, and then afterwards, at the end of this program, I was to ask you to look at that, on that goal list, where would be the pleasure of Allah Azza wa Jalla? That is my goal. Where would on that list be the ability to attain, to do those good deeds will enable me to enter paradise without accountability? On that list, where is that? On that list you would have, yes, I want to make a koti back home. I want to have a big business. I want to have a big car. I want to pay off my mortgage. I want to have this. I want to have that. I want to have that. And nowhere on that list would be attaining the pleasure of Allah Azza wa Jal. Nowhere on that list would it be to thank Allah Azza wa Jal and to do those deeds that will enable me to enter paradise without accountability. Viewers of Madani Channel, we need to learn to thank Allah Azza wa Jal. We need to learn to be thankful of what Allah Azza wa Jal has bestowed upon us. Sayyidina Ibn Nabata rahmatullahi ta'ala said that when Amirul Mu'mineen Sayyidina Ali radiallahu anhu would go to the toilet, he would recite du'as about it as he was going, and he would recite du'as as he was coming out, that he would do shukr about his stomach, that he would be able to empty his stomach. You know, these are things that we don't take granted for. Many people, you see people that are in hospital, views of Madani Channel, and they cannot empty the stomach. And they have illnesses that are there. If you want to realize how fortunate you are, then go to a hospital. Go to a hospital and see the people that are ill there. There are people there that cannot look. There are people there that cannot speak. There are people there that cannot digest water, and they have tubes all down them and wires all connected to them to keep them alive. We are so fortunate, viewers of Madani Channel. Allah Azza wa Jalla has bestowed us so much. The fact that I can breathe. People have artificial breathing devices. There are people, viewers of Madani Channel, that when they go to sleep, the hearts stop. The hearts stop when they go to sleep. And so they have to have these devices fitted to keep the heart pumping. Otherwise they would die. Just this act of viewers of Madani Channel is such a great blessing. You know, for me to lift my hand, I have to think about it. But for my heart to beat, what do I have to do? It is only the will of Allah that's keeping my heart beating. And think about it, viewers of Madani Channel, everything that's inside you. Some scientists, I read once that a scientist said that inside the human body there are more than 600 different types of chemicals. And it's the balance of them 600 chemicals that is a blessing upon us. That when any of these chemicals go out of imbalance, then we are ill. So our health is such a great blessing, viewers of Madani Channel. Our eyesight is such a great blessing, if only we realize. If you want to realize how lucky you are, then close your eyes. Put a bandage around your eyes for half an hour and see how you will survive. Tie your hand up for an hour and see how you will survive. Tie your arm up for an hour and see how you will survive. Even the act of viewers of Madani Channel, that when you are lying in your bed, when you are lying in the bed, the fact that you can roll over is such a blessing.
Allah, Allah.
Many of you that when you get ill, sometimes people pull a muscle in their back, they get a certain illness, and because of that pain they can't roll over, and they'll realize how fortunate they are that a person can roll over in the bed. A person can sit up in the bed. A person can look to the left, look to the right. Such a great blessing. And like Allah Azza wa Jalla says, we cannot count the blessings. We cannot count the blessings, but one thing that we can do, viewers of Madani Channel, it is impossible for us to count the blessings, but one thing that we can do is we can thank Allah Azza wa Jalla for the blessings that we have. We can thank Allah Azza wa Jalla for the blessings that we have. And what happens is, viewers of Madani Channel, we keep on looking at those people that have so much more than us. And we think to ourselves, why? 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 Look to those people that don't have what you have. Viewers of Madani Channel, maybe the people that are watching this program right now are here in the Western world, in England, maybe in Europe, maybe in America, Canada, etc., etc. And normally this is classed as the affluent part of the world where people are financially secure. You know, whenever you get the opportunity, if you go back to Pakistan or India or wherever you go, look, and you'll see people on the street that from morning to night they're sitting there selling combs. They're sitting there selling pens. Sitting there struggling to survive. Question, viewers of Madani Channel, what is the difference between that person that's sitting on the street in the blazing heat selling pens all day and you here making money? Today here in the UK the weather is warmer, we're feeling the heat. Yeah, we're feeling the heat and we're struggling. But think about that person, viewers of Madani Channel, that's sitting on the street selling his goods from morning till night. What is the difference between that person and you? Nothing. You've achieved nothing. No. Don't think that you did it. Don't think it's because your effort that you got the visa or because your father did this or your uncle did this or you had this money or you had that money. No, viewers of Madani Channel. The fact that you have money in your pocket right now is a blessing from Allah Azza wa Jalla. The fact that you are sitting here right now and listening to me is a blessing from Allah Azza wa Jalla. The fact that you got a phone in your pocket, a PC tablet to be able to watch this program is a blessing from Allah Azza wa Jalla. All of these blessings, all of these fortunate things, what is the difference, viewers of Madani Channel? Nothing. Nothing. It is only a blessing of Allah Azza wa Jalla. If Allah Azza wa Jalla willed, He could have made us, we could have been born in the middle of a war zone where we don't have any food, we do not have any water, do not have any shelter, do not have any protection. Your parents, the fact that you've got your parents is a blessing. The fact that you've got brothers and sisters is a blessing. The fact that you've got a spouse is a blessing. The fact that you've got children is a blessing. And if you haven't got it, then that's a blessing as well. Whatever state you are in, there's always someone that's worse off than you. And you need to thank Allah Azza wa Jalla. Thank Allah Azza wa Jalla for whatever Allah Azza wa Jalla has given you. You do not realize how lucky you are. And what happens is, unfortunately, we live our lives with blinkers. You know that when horses race, they sometimes put blinkers on them. And they put these blinkers on them so that the horse cannot see left or right. Viewers of Madani Channel, many times we live our lives with these blinkers. We don't look to those people, we can't see those people. I remember once I was in Pakistan and I was on a Madani Kafla in Balochistan. And as we were walking from the masjid to the bus station where I was going to get to go back, I was talking to the people, then I would say to them, look how lucky we are. Look at these people here that are going through the rubbish and picking up scraps of plastic and picking up the plastic bottles so that they can earn a livelihood. Look how lucky we are. And I remember one person, and I'll never forget, he turned around to me and says, you know what, I've never noticed that before. I've lived here all my life, I've never noticed that. I've never seen that child picking up that. And I said that child's probably here every single day. Viewers of Madani Channel, we live our lives with blinkers. We don't realize how fortunate we are. We don't look at those people that are not as fortunate as we are. We look at those people that have got semi-detached house, detached house. We look at those people that have got a newer car than us. We don't look at those people that don't have a car. We don't look at those people that don't have a mode of transport. We don't have a look at those people that don't have a house. We don't have a look at those people that don't have health and wealth and all those things that we've got. Allahu Akbar, viewers of Madani Channel. You know, they say that Allah Azza wa Jalla said that we can spend all our life and we cannot count the blessings of Allah Azza wa Jalla. Viewers of Madani Channel, we can spend all our life and we cannot thank Allah Azza wa Jalla enough. And we need to learn to be thankful for whatever blessings we have got. And when you are thankful for whatever Allah Azza wa Jalla has got you, you have peace in your heart, peace in your mind. The problem is that because we want more, we're never happy. I remember reading once, viewers of Madani Channel, someone asked the question, who is the richest person in the world? Question for all of you, for the next 10 seconds. Who is the richest person in the world? And you're probably thinking about certain people now, that he is the richest person in the world, he is the richest person in the world. This wise person said, the richest person in the world is the person that is happy with whatever he has got. Are you happy with whatever you have got? If you are, you're the richest person in the world. And I pray to Allah Azza wa Jalla, viewers of Madani Channel, that we become happy with whatever Allah Azza wa Jalla has bestowed upon us. And we need to change our mindset. We need to change our environment, associate ourselves with those people that give us this mindset. And that is what Dawah Islam is here for, viewers of Madani Channel. To give us this mindset, to make us realize how fortunate we are. And you know, the other day, we had a mashwara online with Rukni Shura. And in the mashwara, he said that, you know, you Muballighs that are here in the UK, you need to be very positive about everybody. And because of the current situation, there's a lockdown, there's this happening, there's that happening, you need to be positive. And he gave the example, he said, look, Amir al-Sunnah, how old he is, how weak he is. Do you ever hear him complaining? Do you ever hear him saying, I've got a toothache, I've got a headache, I've got a stomachache, I've got this problem, I've got that problem? We see, viewers of Madani Channel, we see with our own eyes that he struggles to walk now. Do you ever hear him complaining? Do you ever hear him complaining that I struggle to stand up, I struggle to sit down, I struggle to do this, I struggle to do that? No. Even now he's doing shukr in the court of Allah Azza wa Jal. Whereas we hurt our finger, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that, oh, my toothache, and we tell the world about it. We put it on social media that we've hurt our thumb, we've cut our thumb, and we take a picture of it and let everybody in the world know that I cut my thumb. We've hurt our tooth, we let all the whole world know about it. Viewers of Madani Channel, be thankful to Allah Azza wa Jal. Learn to be thankful to Allah Azza wa Jal. And one of the ways to have this mindset, to make you realize how to have this mindset, we call it the Madani mindset, viewers of Madani Channel. And this Madani mindset will enable you to be thankful of Allah Azza wa Jal. This Madani mindset will enable you to do those things that you should not be doing. Enable you to think about those things that you should be doing. And make you aware of those things that you should be doing. Make you aware of those things that you should not be doing. That is what Dawah Islam is about, viewers of Madani Channel. And I request each and every one of you that please join the environment of Dawah Islami. Watch Madani Channel, attend the gatherings that will, insha'Allah Azza wa Jal, take place again. The weekly ijtimas that take place, the classes that take place. Now at the moment, during the current situation, courses are taking place during the situation. Balagan classes are being online, Madani Halkas are online, all sorts of courses are online. Viewers of Madani Channel, one thing I want to leave you with. The current situation that we are facing, nobody knows how long this will last. But one thing will happen is, this time will pass. And when this time passes, viewers of Madani Channel, the question will be, what did you do with this time? And if your answer is, oh, I watched this drama 400 parts, 300 parts. I, did this, I did that. I wasted my time, I watched TV all day. I watched all the sport, I watched all the football, I watched all the cricket. I caught up with this, I caught up with that. Then you wasted that time. But viewers of Madani Channel, if at the end of this, you've increased your knowledge of the deen, you've read books like the Sirat al-Jinan, you've read the Holy Quran, you've read the translation, you've improved yourself, you've corrected your namaz, you've corrected your wuzu, you've corrected your tajweed, then insha'Allah Azza wa Jal, then this period of time will be a blessing for you. Yes, it will be a blessing for you. And we should be thankful of this current situation, we should be thankful of this. If we think about it positively, viewers of Madani Channel, then this is a great blessing that Allah Azza wa Jal has bestowed upon us. This time that we have now is a blessing, if only we realize. I pray to Allah Azza wa Jalla, if I've said anything wrong, may Allah Azza wa Jalla forgive me. And I pray to Allah Azza wa Jalla that Allah, first and foremost, give me the ability to think about what I've said and to act upon what I've said. And also all of the viewers that are watching today, to think about what I've said, act upon what I've said, and to pass this message on to others as well. Sallu ala al-Habib, sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.
Oh, Muballigh, for you, smile.